Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. And of course, a very big welcome to all the other zodiac signs that felt like this constellation or, yeah, this kind of energy was speaking to them. Because today you're getting a second reading where the sun is still in Gemini, the lovers, a self-love, a love that says if you love yourself, you will truly find a path that is worth walking, a path that says everything is giving you now an empowerment to truly love yourself, truly love others, truly love everything that is, even the dark, even the negative, right? So today, since you have to wait another month, if I wouldn't do this extra bonus reading, you get the chance to see again, what does Gemini really want to tell me? What does the sun really want to highlight? The moon that is in your sign, the moon that is looking deep into its subconscious and saying, I want to know what's going on deep down inside of me, because she's the subconscious. He's the conscious that's looking or can access the subconscious, and the subconscious always accesses the higher conscious, is connected automatically with the higher consciousness, right? So a beautiful triangle here, a beautiful triangle with the wolf and the dog pointing up to the moon, and then here pointing up to the lobster or to the Cancer that is coming out of the water and is evolving. Now, the last reading, you had the 10 times 1 portal. You had 10 times the number 1, which is a completion, but already a new cycle of understanding what's going on here in this dimension. On the first dimension, on the dimension of nationality, of family, and all these things. So the 10 times 1 portal is speaking of diving deeper into self-love. I mean, you are typically the Knight of Cups. You looking for love. It's natural to you to be on a path like this river that's searching for a lake or then searching for the ocean. So if your birthday is between the February 8th and March 11th, this is the court card that speaks specifically to you. If your birthday is before or after, please look in the description below. Yeah. Now I have, of course, here 20 or 19 tarot and oracle cards. I go back into the 15th century and ending now in the 21st century. I have 3 rows because it's so many, so it looks like past, present, future, but for me it's a path. I'm just reading, including even the last reading where you had all these ones, where you had like a lot of messages about diving deeper into self-love, right? So we're going and begin here with the 2 of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer, with the Visconti's Sforza Tarot. A love story in itself. The family Visconti had a daughter, the family Sforza had a son, and back then money married money. To ensure that money was stable, was secure. And so the diving into a deeper self-love brings now a true love, a love that is speaking here already about these 2 people that stand free, independent from each other. Each one has the tree of fire and the tree of life or of fruit, and together they create the next generation. But first we have to find someone, we have to find a partner that is willing to get through whatever this represents to us, right? So here, 1450, this family was giving the biggest love story to the world, and it lasts 600 years, right? 600 years, almost like 1450, of course, we're 2022, but nevertheless, it's another 30 years, and it's like really 600 years. But they showed a love story to the world by painting 78 cards where their children are inside of it. So each time you see a male in the deck, it's him, and if you see a female, it's her. I mean, what a love story is this? That is now reflecting out into the world through Oswald Wirth, which was part of the Rose Cross Order that was formed in France or in Paris, 1888. 3 times 8, a portal that they used with the 1, the magician, and 3 times the 8, the earth star, the power to know that we can create something, that we have power, infinite power, through the Lemurian sign of the 8. And we have the banner here. The banner says Amor, MVO, right? Amor is love. MVO, I'm going to look in a second what that means. Now here comes a French card, Le Battleur, the magician, the number 1. He has the wand, he has the cup, he has the sword, and he has the pentacle lying here on the table. And of course his right hand is pointing to the physical, but with the left hand he's holding the wand, the masculine, and this is feminine. And so the number 1 is saying go and use this love to create. And now we have here the Hermetic Tarot, which was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn, that was formed also 1888 in London. France and London at the same time, they both had the same idea to use a date that is remarkably special, 1888, the 1, the magician, and of course the 888 portal, to speak about how much power we have when we come together and really work with these symbols and work with this empowered subconscious into the soul direct. These cards, they don't need words. These cards literally speak on a very deep level to us and help us to create whatever we want to create. So you have a deep love, a 2, which is connected to the high priestess. You have the magician, and you have now the fool, right? A new beginning, the fool, the foolish man, the spirit of ether coming out and saying, okay, let me do something crazy, let me start, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna start. Now out of this order comes, of course, Arthur Waite, which created the Rider-Waite, and Aleister Crowley, which also comes after here in this first row. So you're getting a history how these cards have helped to evolve, and each artist or each magician in itself or each person that was really drawn into this was learning and studying. That's what you had to do when you are in an order like this, right? A brotherhood. You had to learn the tarot, you had to draw the tarot, and those that were really meaningful were published. So here you have the understanding that you begin something completely new, right? You begin something completely new, and now Arthur Waite is coming with the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles speaks about, yes, the butler is standing here and is pointing with his logical side into this realm, not the money, but the realm of physicalness, and with action we can then understand the 2 forces, which are emotions and mind. You start thinking about things because you feel something, right? So these 2 come together, and these 2 come together as respective opposites of each other to work, and now to become like a Taurus, empowered and strong, and having the money and the foundation and the institutions that help you to go out there. Now comes Aleister Crowley, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands are connected to the Sun in Aries, and Sun in Aries is that beginning, the lotus flower that is starting to grow. And because of the three, it's saying three is where I have understood something. Three is where two people create the number three, a triangle. Create here the triangle that's pointing down and the triangle that's pointing up. Now these are my own yoga cards that I want to create, and I'm studying this because I want to see how all these different cards are talking to each other, so I can learn and grow myself and paint these cards. So here for the Gemini, I use King Pigeon, and King Pigeon is reaching back into the feet, reaching back into the subconscious, the same way the conscious is looking into the subconscious and then up into the higher conscious. So the three, that's the masculine triangle here. And so the three is saying, I want to create, I want to go out, I want to do something. And here is the wand that the magician is holding here in his left hand, and it's the center, and here crossing the other two, saying, yes, let's do it, let's create something, right? Now, for you, I did, of course, fish pose, and for the triangle that's pointing down, I have here the scarabæus, I have down dog, up dog, and there's a triangle also pointing up. And so in the moon itself, you have the fish pose, the jumping fish, the evolutionary fish, the fish that comes out of the water and saying, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to evolve. Now, these were published 1920, and Aleister Crowley were published 1969, 22 years later after his death. So also a mystical message coming right there to us, because there are 22 major arcanas, and so that's a very clear sign that even the people who published said, let's wait 22 years for these cards to be published, right? Again, something very mystical, where even after his death, he was so forceful, so powerful to give us that kind of message. Sometimes wait, sometimes really find the power within. Then comes Salvador Dali, 1970, of course, the 10 of Pentacles. So here a big richness with this pentacle and with the pentacle here, so it's 12 altogether. There are 12 zodiac signs. 12 again creates the number 3, the number 3 that can create the next thing that makes out of 2 3. So very powerful, because this is Mercury in Virgo. And interesting enough, in the German reading, the same card came up, and I do shuffle. I'm not like, okay, whatever. I shuffle really strongly so that the cards are mixed, but the card came up today twice in the German and now in the English reading for you, my dear Pisces. So you are having the empowerment of a financial situation that's saying, yes, go out and create something empowered, because the 10, the 1, and the 0 that is speaking here through the Magician and through the Fool, a 1 and a 0, a 1 and a 0. A 10-10 portal that's saying a new dawn, a new age, a new energy is starting, is coming out, and you at the forefront. Why? Because the age of Pisces is ending and the age of Aquarius is coming, and you are the one that can bring it to us. Because if you gracefully let go, because if you gracefully keep searching for love, no matter what age it is, you are the knight of love. You are searching for the Holy Grail, the most beautiful energy there is. So you can show us that that path can be fruitful, that path can be lived in a very beautiful way. We have the 6 graces. We have the number 6 here, connecting to Gemini, connecting to the card number 6, the second reading that you're getting in this month, that are here in the bathhouse, together, enjoying each other, lush water, wealth, a wealth that speaks of enjoying and being together. That brings then a transformation. Now, this is the Golden Dawn Tarot, which was recreated by Robert Wing. And Robert Wing was relying on MacGregor Maher's deck, which existed before the Hermetic Tarot, but was published 1978. But these cards usually are before this one, and so it's very interesting to know that he researched and looked deep into what gave rise to this deck, which was created by Godfrey Dawson, right? Godfrey Dawson learned from this one, but this one was published much, much later. So now we have here the Death card, a Scorpio coming strong in, saying, yes, with this kind of money, you can create big transformations. The butterflies that are in Dali's cards, a lot of butterflies. He loves to use the transformation. He loves to give us an understanding that you, when you're learning these cards, when you're learning these messages that speak directly to your soul, these pictures speak directly to you, you can transform yourself and you can go up into a higher consciousness and speak with spirits, speak and let go of these earthly dimensions that sometimes are a little heavy and negative. Because even Odin, Hermann Handel, 1985, is coming now. Odin, the magician, the most feared magician. I mean, he's intense, he's death. And so these two cards coming together, there's a Scorpio coming and speaking very profoundly to you on your moon. Because this is you maybe helping a Scorpio, or you taking on the quality of a Scorpio. Odin was hanging on a tree and was getting the information of the rune alphabet, and he shows with his arm down to the symbols that started a language. Very powerful, right? And then the last card in this row is the Medicine Woman. These are published 1988, so exactly 100 years later than Oswald Earth, and 100 years later of the Order of the Golden Dawn Tarot. And what's coming up is the Ace of Pentacles. The crystallized idea of a potential is coming to you. Here you have the seed of the money itself, because here the 10 can go quick, it can leave. But when we connect with the 1 and the 10, we connect with the Magician, and we connect with the Fool, and we create something lasting. We create something that doesn't come and go. But this is a new understanding of what money and how we can use money, but also a new understanding of new money and money that is being used to climb up, to create a message out into the world that says, yes, materialism is beautiful, but it's not all there is. There is more to this life than just making a lot of money. So as you can see, here are 9 faces. The 9, that is that step to the 10 or to the 1, right? And the 9 is the completion. That's saying, yes, you have understood something. You have understood a big cycle in money. So now you come, and the first card that's coming up is Bloom. I also have all the cards that I'm using here listed in the description below. Now you understand very clearly that you want to bloom, that you want to be conscious, that you want to, through the search, through the quest of love, become highly conscious, become highly aware through the hair, through the information. That's why I have long hair, because the hair is giving you a consciousness. The hair is giving you an awareness that is saying, yes, if you understand this, then the search for love is supported even on the material plane. So now, the next card that's speaking to you is Mercury in Aquarius, the 6 of air. And the Mercury in Aquarius speaks about an alchemical process, that we move from a state of a physical state into a higher spiritual state, which is the number 6 to here, the Gemini card. A 6/6 portal is speaking to you and bringing to you learning more about how can you raise your consciousness, how can you become more aware about what is doing this age, the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is scientific, is mental, is a high spiritual, is internet, is artificial intelligence, and understanding the paranormal, understanding the spiritual, understanding a higher consciousness that is making us fly up high in the sky. And you are wanting to go there, you wanting to learn that, because then you get the 7, the 1 and the 6, and here you learn that the 1, the magician, has the power to bring the 6 into a higher consciousness, into the eagle consciousness, into where Alberto Villoldo says, now we are in the God brain, now we can watch from above, but still the eagle needs to come down into his nest. So yes, we can fly up here, but we also need to come down and understand the crown chakra to bring the scientific proof of spirituality down on into this dimension. The bear speaks about the animal spirit guidebook as an earth sign, which is very interesting, because the bear, interesting enough, is the first animal that is coming up from all of the animals of the earth. So waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move towards the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. Yeah, so it already has come to you here. It already has come to you by hanging upside down and realizing, I gotta wake up, I gotta realize something profound. I'm gonna open my 6th sense, I'm gonna open my 3rd eye, my hair. I'm gonna learn continuously, and I'm gonna use what I learned and bring it down and help the people who are still sleeping. Most conscious spiritual leaders say we are asleep, we're not awake yet. And when someone is asleep, he cannot understand what's going on up here. A bear doesn't know how it feels, how to fly. And for him, he can come down and he can come down to him, but he cannot come up to him. So there is help that is saying, okay, let's help them, because sometimes being here can be quite pulling us down into a depression, pulling us down into a sadness, because Mars in Scorpio is connected with this card, and the death card, or the transformation that we go through when a spiritual awakening is all of a sudden pushing you into seeing things from a different perspective. You thought the lava that's pulling you down, the heaviness, the magnetism of the earth is pulling you down into the dark. Now it's pulling you into the light, as you can see that right here. So this is a test, right? The 5s are always a test, and of course you get a 5/5 portal with these 2 5s now, learning and understanding and growing. And of course I'm seeing here a 4. 4 with the 13, and I see 4 strings of hair coming up. Also very beautiful. If transformation comes, it's only bringing you into a stability where your higher consciousness understands that kind of transformation. Then comes this beautiful card, which is saying intuition. Allow the limitless power of your unconscious mind to answer your problems by using symbols, memories, and hunches. 5, 5, 55. So you have now a 5 and a 5 and 4 times the 5, the heart, right? Learn how the heart speaks. Learn how you speak with love from the heart. You speak the message to the people. You want to bring the message out there to the people. You want to help them overcoming a deep sadness that they are feeling trapped here on planet Earth. They cannot see this, they cannot access this unless someone helps them. And you help them because you already got here the lotus flower, the central flower. You get the flower, you get the understanding that also a sexuality rises and that we transcend the energy that is deep down in the sacral chakra, which is supported by the root chakra, with a deep love, a self-love, a love that comes from within, from a realizing that I gotta love myself truly. And then you will have the awakening, you will have the light, you will have everything that you always looked and asked for, like the eagle. You can live and bring the message down that you learned yourself. You learned through Mercury in Aquarius, through the Age of Aquarius, that you clearly walking into. And that is then giving you a strong foundation, that makes you see that this light here, you see this? The flower that's here, sitting here, even though the sadness brought you down, but the test, you passed the test and you brought that sadness up into an enlightened being, sitting here meditating, is able to go back down into the Fool, go back down one more time, and taking the light in the tail and realizing I'm going down again. Even if the crocodile is there, I'm going deep down because I want to know what it is when I go deep down into the rabbit hole. I have here gravity helping me to go down into Alice in Wonderland, into a dimension that is unfamiliar, which is the 39, which is a 12, which is a 3. A 3-3 portal speaking to you, right? And again, knowing that you create whatever it is you create your own dimension, your own miracles. And if you go deep down, you realize that, right? So that sadness that pulled you down and made you go deep into the dark, and deep in the dark you found a new beginning, deep in the dark you found the light, right? And that light made you go back down, and then you find here deep down another energy that is now pushing you to become a spiritual leader. The Hierophant, the 5 that you already witness here, the 5 that you already witness to this difficulty. Certain difficulties are here to teach us, certain difficulties are here to make us grow, and you are growing into the 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5. You speaking with integrity, you speaking the truth, you speaking that which helps others to see the light in this darkness, in this space that sometimes is difficult to come out in the gravity, in the dark. You help them to come out and to liberate themselves and move into the 64, the 10, the 1, the Butler, the Magician, the 0, the Fool that you already had. So you also have, remember, a 0-0 portal, 2 times the 0. So you begin and you begin again. And of course, you have the 10, where you already realized something, and now you're realizing really the Woodwives, the adaptability that the Hierophant is bringing to us. And so you can get out there into the world and speak about your transformation, speak about what you have learned. And the number 46 is the last number in the book of the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And it says adaptability, strong roots, and growth. The Woodwife stands into your dreams as a reminder to be grounded no matter what life offers you. You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you've learned to date, and what boundaries to set so you feel good about yourself. Life is going to offer you something extraordinary now, and in order to learn and receive its blessing, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. And what is the Taurus? The Taurus is grounded, the Taurus is sitting here, Taurus is strong, Taurus is the institutions that need to have a shift, and that shift that you can bring to them, because I mean, you are connected as the Knight of Cups to the quest of love, to the quest of the spiritual quest, and use a Taurus that can help you now to bring that quest deep into the earth, deep into a new foundation, into a new understanding. What does it mean to be in a foundation, in an existence that holds 2150 years? Because that's what the new age does to us, right? The earth is spinning in itself for around 25,000 years, and that spin, that wobble, goes backwards through the zodiac signs. So divided through 12 is then of course around 2150 years. So you are letting go and telling the people, hey, now a new age of Aquarius is beginning, because this was the age of Taurus, which was before the age of Aries. And the age of Aries created the Judaism. This created the Hinduism, the holy cow, the Taurus. Then of course came the Aries energy, the age of Aries, that was the Judaism. Then came Jesus, the fisherman, the searcher for love, the preacher of love, the age of Pisces. And now comes the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is speaking through Mercury in Aquarius to you and saying, learn as much as you can about the new age so that you can speak it to the people like a Hierophant tricks or a Hierophant does speak and get the message. Because the way we meditate, it doesn't matter, each one does it its own way, but we need to learn it here deep down in the gravity in the earth and learn how to work that. Wow, what a beautiful. And of course the 10 times 1 portal, in a way you have now a 1 and a 0, a 1 and a 0. If I calculate 5 5 together, it's a 10 2, which I don't, but I put it there anyway, and a 1 and a 0. Right? So just checking that I didn't miss anything. So 1 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 0, right? So the 10 times 1 is going now into 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10. Not bad, right? So you're learning, you're realizing you have transformed some of those ones through a self-love, but maybe through a new love, right? Why not? Maybe through a new love, which I'm just for a second, I want to see what MVO means in the cups. because I find it always very interesting what they want to tell us here. Amor mio, my love. So it says amor mio, my love. Alright, so of course the Visconti Sforza that I got this month, which is the Lovers, is telling you, my love, right? Go and find a deeper love, either through a partner or through yourself, and find that and tell that to the people out there. It's very important that you bring the true love to the people out there. Wow. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when the Earth turns in such a way that we see behind the Sun then the constellation Cancer. Cancer is not here. Yes, Cancer is here through Venus in Cancer. So healing in a soulmate love, healing in your own love is gonna be in the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.